What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. We've got lots of lots. I've got some that y'all submitted. Let's dive into it. Real quick before we do that, don't forget that if you have something you want to submit for lots of lots, bust up for sale, the picture submission form, or just any video in general, throw it in the video request form that can be found in the description of any one of my videos. So this first lot was submitted by MS9 with the description of, "Get ready for the worst lot of your life. Try to show the inside of the fourth garage bay. It's full of crap." That automatically intrigued me. A terrible lot with a garage bay that's full of crap. Let's see what it is. We are in Cutler Bay, Florida, January 2021, so Florida off to a good start. We get an inside view of the lot, which is always great. Starting us off, we have a handy International Vista. Right next to that, there is a Thomas FS65. Right on the other side of the camera, we can see a Thomas FS65 right next to a Thomas 3800. There is some sort of unidentified 3800 right here next to a what appears to be an International or first gen CE, and then a junked Thomas 3800. We can see that that was a Bluebird 3800, and just take a look at the difference in colors of this hood compared to the rest of the body. This almost looks orange compared to the standard yellow. And we can see that this was a International CE. All right, see if we can get Jerry to say hello. Hi. He normally doesn't let me hold him like that. Oh, there he goes. Continuing on, we've got that Thomas 3800 again, a couple CEs and another Thomas 3800. We've also got this Bluebird 3800. Right here are two International CEs, and here's that fourth garage bay. That is, yeah, that's a mess. Oh my goodness, look at all of that crap in there. We've got two first-gen CEs right next to another junked Vista. Here's a fairly early C2, and we can tell that based off of the smaller reverse lights. Also notice that it has under storage. We got another FS65 right there, another Bluebird 3800, a Thomas FS65, and another junked Thomas in the back. Check this out. We don't see many buses with warning light visors in Florida, so that's interesting. Here's a couple junked Vistas and another CE. Right here is a junked Bluebird 3800, I presume. Right next to that is another CE, yet another Vista. Take a look at this crossing arm. That's haven't seen that one before. Here's an Amtran 3800. Another C2, a Thomas Ford B700. Notice that bus also has the warning light visor, so I assume that's what the other one was. A first-gen CE, a C2, a Thomas FS65, and yet another first-gen CE, a junked C2, and another Thomas Ford B700. I won't spend too much time on the exterior of the lot. I'll just show everything that's different, starting off in April 2015 with this Bluebird TC1000. And here's a better look at that. Right beside the Bluebird is a Crown 3800. We can tell that based off of the back of the bus. We can also see that there's a Wayne Ford B700. Not what I was expecting to see, but that's a decent find. But otherwise, that's a fairly typical Florida lot in terms of the specs on the buses and the buses themselves. A couple decent finds in there, so I'd say good find overall. We've got another lot that was submitted anonymously. We're moving up north to Winnipeg. July 2014, starting us off, we have an FS65. Notice the four ways on the bus, right next to a Thomas 3800. There's two CEs. We can see the external PA on the one on the left, and the one on the right would be an activity bus of some sort. We've got another one of those CEs right here, and what appears to be a Kapolei 3800 based off of this warning light style right here. A CE, definitely a Kapolei 3800 right there, a Thomas of some sort. Notice the middle wheelchair lift, a Minotaur, and a first student service vehicle. Okay. In the garage, we've got a C2 and what appears to be another Minotaur. And moving back to May 2012, we've got four C2s, a FS65, another C2, and a CE in the garage. Staying in April 2012, a little bit up the road, we've got another one of these activity CEs right next to an activity C2, another CE, a couple more CEs, a G5, and a Minotaur. Some more C2s and CEs, what appears to be probably a Thomas FS65 if I had to guess. A couple Thomas 3800s, another CE, another unidentified Thomas. Notice this Thomas has the warning lights removed and also has an external PA. We have another Thomas, a Bluebird, a couple C2s and CEs. It appears that this one on the end was a FS65, and there's another one right there. A CE, a Vision, a couple Thomases in the background. We've got a Kapolei 3800 right here. Here's a junked Thomas FS65. Here's a couple of older Thomases. A Thomas Ford B700 right next to an FS65. Another Thomas Minotaur. Another Thomas Ford B700, again notice the middle wheelchair lift right here. A Bluebird Ford B700 with a Wayne S1800 in the background. A Shorty Thomas 3800, another Thomas Ford B700, a Bluebird Chevy C60, a Bluebird GMC CV200, and this is definitely a Chevy of some sort. I just can't make out the body well enough, but I'm pretty positive that that's a Wayne. July 2014 shows us mostly the same stuff. We can see a handful more of G5s in there than before, but otherwise we just got a handful of Thomases, some CEs, C2, even a TC2000 right here, and another Kapolei 3800 sitting in the back of the lot. Next up, we have a lot that was submitted by Dead Channel for a contractor that I've been wanting to do for a really long time called Harlow's School Bus Services. They serve kind of the Montana, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota region, kind of over there. And the lots that they have, I have found a lot of amazing finds in there. And there's just a whole bunch of rare stuff sprinkled throughout the lot. So I'm going to have to do a separate video showing some of their other lots off, but I figured we'd do this one in Whitehall, Montana that was submitted. September 2013, starting us off, we have either Ward or early Amtran 3800. There's another one right here next to a Bluebird CV200. There's some sort of Thomas in the back, and yet another Bluebird CV200. A couple good finds right here. There is not one, but two Ward Presidents that look to be in pretty good condition for the age. There's an ICRE right there, a Ward GMC C60, a Wayne 3800, some sort of unidentified Bluebird, and another Ward President. This bus appears to have the Ward lettering, so Ward 3800, some sort of Bluebird right there, and another CE. Yet another Amtran 3800, a Ward C60, a TC2000, another Amtran 3800, yet another Amtran 3800, a CE, an ER, a Bluebird 3800 next to an A3, and a TC on the end. October 2022, looking from the highway, we can see that they've modernized the fleet to have a couple of ICs. There's two CEs and an RE and some sort of Type A in the back right there. August 2021, that same ICRE, a C2, and then two CEs. The years throughout show mostly the same stuff, so we're skipping to July 2012. Right up front, we can see a Wayne 3800. Based off of the number, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it's a 1995. Right here is a Thomas C60. There's an older All-American right there. What appears to be a couple Genesises, I'm not exactly sure. The blue bus right here appears to be an All-American. Not exactly sure, though. And check out this Thomas right here that has vertical tail lights. You don't see that too often. So like I said, I'm definitely going to have to do another video on Harlow's because there's a lot of good finds in there. And the last lot we are looking at was, again, submitted anonymously, and we are in Hawaii this time. Alright, July 2019, we have a CE, a couple ICREs, a Vision, another RE, yet another Vision, and a few HDXs. I personally love the numbering above the door. That's something that when I was growing up, one of the districts I was in did, so kind of nostalgia there. We got a CE right here and a Collins in the background, and this GMC Minotaur. Alright, so I'm not sure if you caught this in the side of the lot I just showed. Maybe you kind of got a glance at it, but you're going to see it a lot better here. If you saw the episode of Lots of Lots where we were at a science center in New Jersey, I'll link it up here if you want to watch it. I mentioned that there were some places that had unusual colorings on the bus. The buses we were looking at there were from Haverstraw Transit, and they use green for their rub rails and the warning light area and just other little bits and pieces that might normally be black. This specific place does that same thing, but they're red. So take a look at this Vision right here, and we'll be able to see this better in other places as well. But this is very clearly red behind the warning lights. You might be able to tell that these are also red rub rails, and you can compare that to the black on this RE right here. So now we're going to jump back to June 2009, which is surprisingly not potato quality, and we're going to be able to see this a lot better. So take a look at these Type A's. Starting us off, we have this mid-bus Ford right here, and you can very clearly see red behind the warning lights and red rub rails. That appears to be true on these two MB2s as well. Maybe not so much on this Minotaur and the Collins right here, and we can't make it out on this US bus. But right here, red rub rails and lots of Crown Ford B800s. You can see it again, just lots of red throughout the bus, and here's a lone Thomas on the end here. Moving up a little bit, we can see that there are 3 Collins, all with the red. 2 more, again with the red, and take a look at this US bus right here. We have the red and 4-ways, which is very unusual. I don't think you're ever going to see another US bus that has red on it and 4-ways. This might be one of the only ones. And here's a look at the front of the buses again. 4-ways on here. That's so unusual. And last but not least, we got another Crown Ford B800 next to 2 Crown Effies, again with the red. You're not going to see these ever again. And yeah, I think that that is so unique. It's so neat. And there are other districts that I have found that have this style. And we're going to do a video on it for sure, just showing off a bunch of districts and contractors that have unusual colorings on the bus. But anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone who submitted some lots to be shown off. And don't forget that if you have a lot that you want to submit for lots of lots or anything, throw it in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. And with that, that'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Right down here, it's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, I don't care where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or the whole bus is going to turn red. And make sure you also share this video with a friend, show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy in a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.